What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Water Warrior Fishing. Thank you for joining me today. It's one day after my 25th birthday. Yes, that is hard to believe. I'm 25. I still act like I'm 12. But yesterday we were out with my buddy Antonio, right? And again, he caught fish and I didn't. So that's my second skunk of the year. We're still in search of that lunker. I've got my first fish of the year, but I don't have anything over 2 pounds yet. So we need to get that in the boat, okay, in my hands ASAP. And in order to do that, we need to be organized. We need to have our tackle organized, the boat organized, the truck organized. To be ready for these tournaments and for the season, everything needs to be in order. I'm an organized person, so I can't be unprepared. With that being said, we're gonna cover the truck, the boat. We're just gonna talk everything fishing today, so I hope you guys enjoy this. Let's go. We all lead a different lifestyle, guys. You know, some of us are very organized, some of us are very messy. There's anglers who throw their stuff all over the bottom of the boat, all over their tackle box, and have no idea where anything is, and they somehow manage to make it. Me, on the other hand, I'm OCD with everything. It just helps me have a clear mind when I'm out there fishing. And that allows me to focus on what we need to focus on, which is the fish. I don't want to be worried about where everything is. There's a few things that I do to stay organized. One being, I have different boxes for all kinds of items that I need as a boater and as a fisherman. Let's start with the first box. So like I said, the list of items in this box that I keep on the truck at all times is pretty extensive, so I'm not going to run through every single item, but I do have the most important ones out here on the table right now. I'd say one of the most important things I keep in this box is the bungee cords and the ratchet straps, both of which you can buy at any local hardware store or convenience store pretty much, I think. But these items serve a wide variety of different purposes. For example, I had my trolling motor bracket break a few years back, and I just hooked up a bunch of bungee cords to keep the damn thing in place, and that afforded me a whole extra day of fishing on the water that I wouldn't have had otherwise if I didn't have these on the boat. So get yourself some ratchet straps and bungee cords. They'll serve you well moving into the future, trust me. Next, we've got some hardware things. I've got a few miscellaneous items like super glue, got some Allen wrenches, and I've also got different assortments of nuts and bolts. You never know when you're going to need all three of those items. Then I've got some multi-tools like screwdrivers and different multi-tools in this thing here, razors, razor blades, extras. I've got more wrenches, I've got hammers, more screwdrivers, pliers and cutters, every single tool you could imagine, because like I said, you never know what challenge you're going to run into out there, and having all of the tools is going to help you out. Next, I've got some trailer items. I've got this jack here so I can get the trailer lifted up if we get a flat. I've got an extra lock for the tongue of the trailer, you never know. I've got an extra belt, an extra tongue, you know, for when you winch your boat back onto the trailer. This is an essential item that a lot of guys overlook, because if this thing breaks, if the sun wears this out and it snaps while you're bringing your boat up and you've got a heavy boat, you're going to have a lot of problems. So that'll save you some headache. And then we've got an extra ball for the hitch. You never know. And then a roller mount for underneath of the boat in case that thing cracks or breaks. I had to use the ball actually, so we need to get another extra. Then as far as electrical goes, if you have any electrical problems, I always find it great to be prepared there as well. Keep those items in a waterproof box. Those items include extra wire, butt connectors, crimping tools. I've also got a crimping gun. To go along with the electrical stuff, some zip ties and extra electrical tape. I even have an extra connector to the back of the trailer lights. Okay, so lastly, I forgot to put this item in. This is a part of that other box I was showing you guys just now. A bag of clothes. Always have extra clothes on deck for your co-angler. A lot of my co-anglers have come out and they don't have enough layers or they don't have a raincoat. So whatever the case, I'm always ready. A bag of clothes, often overlooked, much needed. But these two boxes are different here. So this box is full of motor related items, and I keep this in the truck at all times. This box is full of items that I took off of the boat in the end of the season last year so that they wouldn't get weathered or frozen. Well, let's start with the motor related items. I've got a bottle of Bacardi here. You always need your alcohol. I'm just kidding, kids, don't drink. This is oil. 2-stroke oil because my engine is a 9.9 2-stroke. we've got to mix that with gasoline every time. Along with that oil is another product that I really like to use. It's called Seafoam, about 1 ounce per gallon of gas, and you put this in, it helps clean the carbs and make your motor run better. Great product, try that out. Extra oil for the motor, a measuring cup, and also a funnel, just so we can get all of that done in the morning when we're filling up. But that's about it for this box. Like I said, all motor stuff. Now in this box, like I said, this is stuff that stays in the boat year round. We've got some essential items as well. An extra gas line. I had my gas line crack, and in the middle of a fishing day, I wasn't able to pump gas into the line, so that was a big issue. Luckily, I got back to the ramp, but some of us might not be so lucky with that issue. Keep an extra gas line. Got my fire extinguisher. You need that legally. You gotta have that, and it's also just a smart idea. I've got some No-Ox. This is another product that stays on the boat. It is absolutely a phenomenal product. If you guys leave your boat at your grandmother's house like I do and it stays out in the weather all year, No-Ox needs to go on all of your battery terminals and all essential connected parts where there's any hardware or any metal. No-Ox prevents oxidation, which causes rust. So get your, well, I don't even know where you can find this, so it's just a good product. Then I've got these Alpine or Ascend bags. I think I got them on Amazon. They're just waterproof bags that you can put all kinds of things in. Those go in the compartments in the boat for various things when needed. Life jackets, of course, and the golden rule for tournaments, for measuring these big bass we're about to catch. That's about it, guys. Let's get to cleaning this boat, man. I'm tired of talking, but hopefully that stuff helped you. It's a lot of things, a lot of information to take in. I'm going to be quiet now. We're going to go clean the boat. I almost forgot, guys. One more thing that you need to have at all times is rope, and this is not for strangling your co-angler as much as you'd like to sometimes. Okay, so while I'm here, I might as well give you guys a little brief tour of the Johnboat. This is my baby here. It has a lot of sentimental value to me. It's nothing special aesthetically, but performance-wise, it gets the job done. I've never had any issue with the integrity of the aluminum. It's stout, it's sturdy, and it gets to the fish. And what more do you need? But like I said, it has a lot of sentimental value because I was raised on this boat. Starting at the age of 9 years old, I believe, was the first time I stepped foot on this boat with my mentor, Stephen Fisher, who has since passed away. I was fortunate to know Steve for about 4 to 5 years of my life, and those 4 to 5 years are extremely influential and impactful years from knowing him. I wouldn't be where I am today without Steve, and I'll talk about him a lot throughout the upcoming videos this year because, like I said, he played a pivotal role in my involvement in fishing, and he got me into this sport. And as you guys know, I love it more than anything, more than myself. Anyway, let's run through the boat. So we've got a pedestal seat up here, and from what I can tell, the deck works like this. So over here, we've got some L-angle aluminum. We've got one here, we've got one here, and then you've got a bench underneath here that used to be, and a very small front portion bench here. I didn't build this deck, so I'm just telling you guys what I can figure from what I can see with my own eyes as to how this was built. Like I said, it was handed down to me from Steve when he passed. So they built this deck on top. It's a 1/4 inch, I believe, marine grade plywood on top of this existing bench. I'll unlock this compartment in a second, but let's start here. We've got a hatch that I built in here myself, and that's just got a cooler. I can put ice in here. It has draining holes, drains right through the boat. But I don't really use that for any drinks or anything because I don't eat or drink on the water, which is bad. I keep miscellaneous items in there. And then I've got a space here. This used to be a rod locker that was cut out all the way down to here, and that's why we have this awkward hole here. I've since removed that whole rod locker because it just wasn't efficient, and I like to be efficient. I wasted a lot of money on that. I got it done at a professional shop. My mistake. I was 18 years old, not knowing what the hell I was doing. So that's compartment 1. Then for compartment 2, this is just a general area for storage. There's nothing in there at the moment, but it extends all the way up into the front of the boat, which is not much, maybe like a foot or 2. And usually I keep some Rubbermaid containers in here with different things, but as the years go on, I try to pack lighter and lighter. This being a very heavy boat with plywood decks and all, it helps to consolidate and reduce your weight, especially in tournaments because you know that live well gets very heavy. Now let's move to the battery compartment. So this is where all the juice comes from. I run on this bracket here, I run a 71 pound thrust Motorguide trolling motor, and that runs on a 24-volt system. Anything over 55 pounds of thrust, you need a 24-volt system, I believe. These two 12-volt deep cycle batteries are run in a series, you know, to give that front motor its power. And then we got this charging bank. It's a 3-bank Bass Pro Shops charger that's lasted me for 6 to 7 years. So I would definitely vouch for the Bass Pro Shops 3-bank chargers. They rock. Go get yourself one today if you need it. But that's the power, that's the juice. That runs the front motor, the live well, and I've got a bilge in here just in case we need to pump some water out of the boat. I've got a generic area here. Not much goes on there. I put my live well there and any bags or tackle. And then we're on to the back part of the boat here. A couple of hatches I built. This is just a piece of plywood on top of the existing, or the previously existing bench, with a pedestal seat as well. So we open this guy up here. We've got the wiring running back from the from the depth finder that I keep in a mount right there at the middle. And that goes right here. So that runs off of an extra 12-volt that I keep here, which we're also going to get rid of this season and run them off of those two instead. That saves us about 70 pounds with these deep cycle batteries. Consolidate weight. Last but not least, this compartment has the other half of the juice. That being the gas. So there's our 3-gallon gas tank. It gets me up and down the lake a couple of times depending on where I go. Got an old bilge pump in here that didn't work out well. Some guy I had work on the boat as a young kid, again, he installed it a little bit too low for my liking, so I basically plugged it. This baby, the most important thing on the boat, the Evinrude 9.9, which has faithfully run for so many years. I will vouch for Evinrude motors as well till I die. Runs on the first pull pretty much every time. Well, not the first pull, but maybe after 10. And that gets us to where we need to go during the tournaments, which are coming soon. Now we're gonna do what we came to do, clean the boat and get on with our day. So I've got everything ready. I had the power washer hooked up. It's plugged into the wall, and then I went to turn on the hose and the water is still off because here we turn off our water in the wintertime so it doesn't freeze up in the pipes. Yep, she's not answering, so we're not going to be able to clean the boat today, but like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the tour of this boat and just everything I talked about. Hopefully you found the information useful. So we're going to kick off our season very soon, guys. I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. I might fish, I might just edit video, but otherwise our first tournament is March 18th, and in between we're going to be doing a lot of fishing. Thank you all for the love and support you've given me up to this point. I hope you continue to do so. This channel wouldn't be what it is without you. Thank you all. See you next video.